Hey everyone, how's it going? It's that nerd Ryan here, and I was originally planning to review Dragon Ball Superhero today, but I didn't realize one, it was the end of the week, and two, I didn't really have time this week to go and see the movie. Hopefully, I'll be seeing it next week. But I did want to start doing a new series called Comic of the Month. So what Comic of the Month is I started reading more comics every week, not just Star Wars, but DC, Marvel, stuff like that. And basically, at the end of the month, I will choose a comic that I really enjoyed and I highly recommend. I'll go over the story. So sometimes it might be very short. Sometimes, like this, it might be a little longer. Because this week we are choosing Batman One Bad Day, the Riddler #1 by Tom King and Mitch Gerads. Sorry if I mispronounced that. But yeah, this is the comic I chose this month. It actually just came out the week that I'm recording this. And it was a very good comic. I'll also go through all the other ones I read. Mind you, this is a week before the actual end of the month. But considering that I'm reading a lot more now, it's gonna have to cut out the last week and maybe add that to the next month. But Daredevil #2, Edge of the Spider-Verse #2, Iron Man 22, Edge of the Spider-Verse #1, The Power of Its Tales of Suspense number 57. Over here, because a few of these I haven't read yet. We also got Spider-Man Annual #1, which is the Sinister Six, Amazing Spider-Man #7, Harley Quinn #19, Superman Son of Kal-El #14, Wonder Woman 790. I am skipping over the Star Wars comics since they have their own video. Batman #126, The Flash #785, and Harley Quinn #20. So, like I said, some of these will float over into the next week, however, or the next month. However, we're not touching that. But we are also not including the Star Wars comics because those comics will be covered in their own little thing. So anyways, let's get to the Riddler One Bad Day. So what I'm understanding, the concept of One Bad Day is kind of taking the Killing Joke concept of giving like a full-fledged origin of each villain from their own perspective, as well as them probably committing a current crime, and Batman having to deal with it. And the way that this story was told, the Riddler is probably the scariest Batman villain. So basically what happened is Riddler, at the beginning, kills some random person, doesn't leave behind a riddle, doesn't have any type of game motive for it. Not his usual MO. But he does it on camera, in broad daylight, with like 20 witnesses. And after that, they capture him and everything, and he keeps saying how he only wants to talk to Batman. Batman's refusing to want to even talk to him, because, I mean, he's basically kind of a joke villain in the sense of he literally just tries to put riddles out. But at the same time, Batman is investigating the murder, trying to figure out why it happened, because he feels there's some bigger plot to it. And then Gordon is interrogating Riddler, telling him that he won't talk to Batman, or Batman won't talk to him, and yada yada yada. And we find out that Riddler gave Barbara's location to Joker that caused the effects of Killing Joke, which I thought was a cool nod to the original idea of this. And during this, we get intertwined with Edward Nygma's backstory and everything, that he was a exemplarily genius level intellect student at a university, the youngest student at the university too. His father was the dean, and he was way too overly forceful on Edward on knowing everything and stuff like that. And there was one class where Edward kept missing one question, and it was a riddle at the end of every story, or at the end of every test. So we get kind of hints about like his childhood and his teacher and stuff like that, all while Batman's trying to investigate, and Riddler is escalating more and more of, like, he's in jail, a guard comes up to feed him dinner, he slides him, first thing that happens is he tricks a cellmate into killing themselves, and then they put him in solitaire, which then he breaks off a guard's fingers, and after that, the guards are going in to arrest him, and he somehow, it doesn't really show it, but he kills all the guards that are standing there, and then says, can I talk to Batman now, basically each of these times. And Batman finally caves in, and we see Riddler's first murder, which was his teacher that kept putting the riddles at the end of the story. He murdered him on a basketball court, which is where he meets Batman. Not on the same basketball court, but in the prison basketball court while they're talking. And Riddler finally admits why he killed the first person. And the reason being that he's finally realized that he doesn't need to be held by riddles to basically have murder or anything. We also find out that his mother was a prostitute, and that's why his father was so hard on him, because it was his own shame and everything. In that, Riddler's kind of talking about how, like, he's not going to do riddles anymore, he's just going to be himself, and how much more scarier and threatening that is. And he also admits that he knows the entire Bat family, and that he's been stalking them and keeping tabs on them, even to the point of breaking into Wayne Manor constantly and stuff like that. And then he finally admits why he killed, after Batman grabs him by the neck and throws him against the wall. And he goes that anytime Batman hits him, he will murder somebody. And the whole reason why he murdered the first person was because he knew he'd get to that point where Batman would be holding him against the wall. So at that, Riddler walks out of prison and starts basically conquering Gotham, taking over the police. The police are too scared of him. Batman's too scared of him. The crime syndicates are too scared of him. Everybody's too scared of Riddler. It's even to the point where Gordon even went to stake out Riddler's place, and Barbara's cats were poisoned after that. So yeah, he gets very overly powerful, and it ends with an implication that Batman kills the Riddler. So it is a very insane story. It's a very good story. I don't think it takes place in the main Batman universe. It is a very amazing story, though. Definitely recommend it. Definitely the comic of the month. It's going to be a little more expensive than a regular comic because it is a thick boy. I'll give it that. It actually had to have a Silver Age back to it. But yeah, so definitely if you guys get the chance, make sure you pick up Batman One Bad Day, the Riddler #1. Also, if you guys like this series, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Maybe this will turn into the new Friday thing of being Comic of the Week. But yeah, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that Nerd Ryan telling you, have an amazing day.